Hey, what's up, dreamers? Now, Nvidia is having that earnings report coming up after market hours on Wednesday. I'm going to do a complete technical analysis on the video and give you guys two different strategies that I'm actually using myself to where I'm going to make money during this Nvidia earnings call. I'm going to give you guys those two plays in this video and a complete technical analysis, so make sure you hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any future crucial information. Now guys, if you do want the live updates, consider joining the Patreon over here inside the Dream Team. I am teaching you guys the wheel strategy. That is the mathematical easiest way to be a successful option trader. I teach you guys how to sell options, not buy options. We're selling puts, we're selling cover calls, and we've been doing pretty good on that. I'm going to show you guys one of those strategies in this video, and I walk these members through it every single Sunday. Do a Zoom call. Now inside the Lucid Dreamer role, well, in the Dream Team, you still get all of the things included inside the Lucid Dreamer role, but inside the Lucid Dreamer role, guys, if you want to, you can get it down to $10 a month. And I have 3 pro day traders in there that post their option trades every single day. So while you're learning, you could copy the pro day traders. I pay those guys a lot of money, like a lot of money, and you could get it for just $10 a month. You guys spend $10 on something crazier than that every single day. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and get into it. This is Nvidia right here. Let's scroll up. Nvidia had a big pullback. It went down 4% on Friday. It pulled all the way from $140.85 all the way down to a low of around $134.09, almost $133. That is good for investors like us that want to pick up Nvidia at a cheaper price. Now, me personally, you guys can see it. My average cost on Nvidia is $16. I got in super early, years and years and years ago, and I actually sold 100 shares of Nvidia at the top. I almost sold it at the top, made my money, took that money, put it inside crypto, took that money, put it inside other option plays, and now I'm rebuilding my Nvidia account on the way up to show you guys how I did it step by step. So I mean, I'm going to be up 700%. It's, even though it says only 7 shares, I've had hundreds of shares in Nvidia. I sold, moved some of those to other accounts, but I do have an option strategy on them that if Nvidia do pop, I have a leap option on Nvidia, down currently 2.49%. Not worried about that. It's a leap. It expires at the end of the year, so we still got time. And we scroll all the way down, you guys can see that Nvidia has beat their earnings expectations over the last couple quarters, Q4, Q1, Q2, and Q3. So Q4 is coming up very soon. They did have their Nvidia cards come out, the GTX 5090 series, 5070 series, the TI series. All of those series just came out and is available. I mean, in their earnings is available after market hours on the 26th. So I do expect Nvidia, the cards aren't getting that much praise. They're amazing cards, amazing graphics cards, but from the gaming community, they're not getting that much praise because they're using artificial intelligence to generate fake frames. But we're not too worried about that. As long as these cards are selling, they're going to sell, and then it's going to make investors like us make more money. So let's slide back over to the charts. Now this is Nvidia on the 4-hour chart. That means every bar on here, like this bar right here, represents 4 hours of the market being open for 4 hours of the trading day of Nvidia. So this gonna give us some space on Nvidia. So the first thing that we want to do, we want to go out and draw out some key support and resistance levels on Nvidia. And the first one I'm going to draw out is this one right here. Now the reason I drew this out is because Nvidia had a hard time breaking above $92.50. Had a hard time breaking above, broke above, pulled right back to the zone, got rejected again for a third time, and then it finally broke above the zone. And then once it finally broke above the zone, you guys know what I like to say about Nvidia. Once it breaks above the zone, it's going to pull back usually. And you guys know what I love to say about support and resistance zones. Once it break above, the old resistance zones become the new support zone. And just right here, it came back to the support zone again and used the $92 price point, $93 price point as a support zone. So that's our first support zone. The next one is going to be this one right here at around $104. After this big pop, it came to the zone once and stayed above, came to it again, stayed above, and then it finally fell below, and then it came back to it again for a third time and stayed above. So this is another good zone right here, support and resistance zone. Now it's a support zone since we're above, and it's at $105. This is our next zone. Now if we're looking at the 200 EMA, this yellow line, as long as this yellow line is still pointing upward, that means Nvidia is in a uptrend. even though we did have that big pullback right here. I think this is the DeepSeek news, one of them, where it had 2 major drops. No, I think this big drop right here where Nvidia was still trending up and had a big drop right here, I think that was the DeepSeek news that came out for everyone. But we're not too worried about that. Let's look at some more support and resistance zones, and then I'm going to show you guys my strategies. This is another one, a support zone that we have on Nvidia. Bounced off once, bounced off twice, and I basically drew out this line because of the recent fall of this after the DeepSeek news. So I drew a support zone right there. But we're going to get into that in one of the option trades I took on this play right here. That's going to generate you guys a lot of money. But let's go ahead and pull up a couple more of these zones. Now, to dive into it, I drew out these zones right here. The $132 price point. It had a hard time breaking above, and a hard time breaking above. Then once it finally broke above, it became a support, and a support, and then a support again for the 5th time. So this $132 price point is a strong support zone, and Nvidia is pulling kind of close to it right now. So let's go ahead and dive into the meat of this. It's kind of pulling close into it. All the market had pulled back on Friday, so this would be another good support zone of $132 to pick up some shares of Nvidia, especially since it's going to be close to the 200 EMA line. Now this big play right here is going to be one of the plays I'm going to show you on Nvidia, to where we were selling cash secure puts and we were selling put credit spreads. Now if we was to bring up the Bollinger Bands, this Bollinger Bands take the last 30 bars and averages it out and makes this blue line right here. And then the red and green line is 2 standard deviations of this blue line, plus or minus. Now when this DeepSeek news came out, let's go down to the 1 hour time frame so we could get a more detailed look at it. Now when this DeepSeek news came out, it fell down right here. Whenever it pops outside of the Bollinger Band like this, it pops outside the Bollinger Band, that's not when we get in. We're just going to keep letting it run, and then when it gets back inside the Bollinger Band and give its first green bar, that's where we're going to go in and sell cash secure puts on Nvidia. And that's what we did inside the Dream Team over on the Discord. In fact, this is Nvidia right here, where we're selling poor man cover calls, but we did it on Nvidia, which is a leverage of Nvidia. And right now we're made $644 this year alone on Nvidia. I think the one I'm showing you guys was this put credit spread at 41, and we made $120 in just a couple of days based off of this right here, and that was a put credit spread. But what I'm showing you guys is that right here, Nvidia has popped outside the Bollinger Band again after this run on Friday. Now let me show you guys exactly what I would do. This is Nvidia. If you have a smaller account, you can use NVDL, which is a 2x leverage. So let's type in NVDL. This is a 2x leverage on Nvidia. It's a little cheaper. It's at $60. That means for every 1% Nvidia moves up, NVDL will move up 2%. For every 1% Nvidia moves down, NVDL will move down 2%. Now this is NVDL. Let's pull it up on Robinhood. Now we're back here. You guys can see that it's outside of the Bollinger Band. Let's zoom in on this right here. It's outside of the Bollinger Band, and we want to wait until it get back inside the Bollinger Band and give us our first green bar. When it do, that's when we could go in and sell cash secure puts on Nvidia. So we just put this up right here. We hit trade options, and then we could go out a week and sell a put. Now what we can do is look at the next support and resistance lines, where we'll be down here at around $68. That's a little bit below the support and resistance line, so we could come back here and scroll down to the $58 price point. Now it is earnings week, and the IV is going to be super high. Let's look at the IV on the 58. It's 183% implied volatility on Nvidia, but it's a 0.38 delta. So to make it even safer, let's go to a 0.3 delta. So let's go around the $55 price point. That is a 0.3 delta. Let's click that. So if we put up a collateral of $5,500, we're saying that we will buy Nvidia if it falls to $5,500, but we will collect $283 in premium immediately. As soon as we put this in, we get deposited $283 of premium immediately inside of our account, putting up $5,500 in collateral. That will make our break even $52.17. So as long as Nvidia right here do not fall to $52 all the way down here to our next support zone and 70 something, we will win this trade. So if Nvidia stays above $52, we come out in profit. If Nvidia falls below $52, we are forced to buy Nvidia at the $55 price point. If Nvidia falls below the $55 price point, we are forced to buy Nvidia, a stock that we already want to own, at $55. So we'll pick up 100 shares of Nvidia. So let's say if it falls to $55, right? If Nvidia falls down to $55, we're forced to buy Nvidia at $55, or NVDL at $55, 100 shares, so that's $5,500. Cool. We picked up shares that we wanted to own and we got paid for it. But if it's, let's say if it only falls to $56, or if Nvidia or NVDL goes up, then we still get to keep that premium, 100% of that premium inside of our account, and then do it again the following week. And that's why I say this is the mathematically easy way, running the wheel strategy. That's the first step of the wheel strategy. It's 2 steps, almost 3 or 4 steps to the wheel strategy. But that's the first step of the wheel strategy, is to sell cash secure puts until you get a sign. And that is one of the strategies that I'm bringing you guys today, that I've actually been doing inside of the Dream Team every single Sunday, to where, let's see, a total this year is that we're up $9,443 just running the wheel strategy on these companies down here, like Tesla, Nike, AMD, Google, Apple, Nvidia, and NVDL. So we've been doing it on these every single week. You guys can see it right there. I don't have anything to hide, but we've been running it on these companies every single week, making a lot of money from that. Now, the second strategy I'm going to bring you guys was the first strategy that I showed you, was my leap option on Nvidia. So let's go ahead and go right back to Nvidia, NVDA, and then we could scroll out. So this is Nvidia on the 1 hour time frame. Let's pull away the Bollinger Bands to make it a little bit more clean. So let's say if Nvidia falls down, cool, I'm picking up 100 shares of NVDL after the earnings at a pretty doggone good price, because of the implied volatility being so high because of the earnings. I'm going to collect some sweet premium. But if Nvidia goes up after the earnings call, then I will make the most of my money from my leap option I have on Nvidia right here. That's around $8,000 in value, and I'm down 2%. So as long as Nvidia goes up after an earnings call, this leap option that I have on Nvidia is going to make a lot of money, and I can simulate my returns as long as Nvidia goes up. This is at the expiration, back up to, let's say, back up to 150. I'll be up $2,351 if it shoots up to $150 after the earnings. Now that's it, dreamers. That is a very simple, kind of quick technical analysis. I didn't show any divergences or anything that has to do with the RSI or some Bollinger Band plays. That's a very simple technical analysis, but that's my 2 strategies that I'm going to do. I'm going to sell cash secure puts on NVDL, or put credit spreads on NVD. No, I'm going to sell cash secure puts on NVDL, way out of the money, probably way lower than a 0.3, because I have a large enough account to where I could do it very safely. And if I get assigned those shares, that is great for me. And then I'm going to hold on to my option leap on Nvidia. So if Nvidia goes up, I'm going to make a lot of money from my option play and continue to sell poor man cover calls on Nvidia versus my leap to generate income every single week. If that sounds like something that you guys want to learn, go ahead and check out the Patreon. That link is going to be down in the description. That link is going to be down in the pinned comment section. But other than that, guys, let's keep an eye on the video this week. Don't forget to leave a comment, a thumbs up, and subscribe to this channel. But other than that, guys, I'm Zeke, bringing you the Dream Green Show, and I'm out. Peace.